Hello YouTube Nation, this is Ron from RTR Gearheads, and what I'm going to be doing here shortly is going through the process of taking a stock LS wiring harness and converting it into a standalone harness for LS swap. Tom and Junior and I have decided we are going to probably more than likely do the LS swap to the Trans Am, as I hinted towards in the last Trans Am video. Tommy, with his 59 Apache, he actually bought a custom harness for his. I just wanted to go through, and that's what I'm going to do here for the next couple minutes with you guys, and go through the process, some of the process of doing the conversion to make it a standalone harness. By no means, this is not a tutorial on how to do one. I'll mention it later in the video also. There's many channels and many websites that will actually do a walkthrough, and you'll also see me use on here the actual site that I used, and that was actually LT1 Swap. They've got a very thorough layout on the 2000 to 2002, 2003 to 2007, different fuse panel, different main fuse, actual fuse blocks. Although they look the same, they are actually different. Certain wires, pins change places, but like I said, LT1 Swap will be a lot more thorough. This is by no means a walkthrough or tutorial. It's me messing around, because I'll mention later in the video that I hate messing with harnesses. I have no problem troubleshooting electronic issues, but I absolutely hate assembling harnesses. We'll go ahead and get started, and I'll be back with you shortly here. Thanks. This is when we're going to be determining whether or not I'm going to use the infamous stock harness to do this LS swap, or if I'm just going to go ahead and order a swap kit. Gloves on in a minute, because this stuff's nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Unfortunately, right now I don't have any razor blades. Don't trust me with anything too sharp. I'll have to look around a little bit, see if I can actually find one of my razor knives, because that will make de-looming this harness a lot easier. But for right now, I'm just messing around to see whether or not I even have the interest of doing this, because it's very possible I'm just going to buy a harness. It's too time consuming, or I might hit a couple videos here and there and see if I can finally do it and have patience, because I was talking to Tom earlier, and in a way it was a joke, but I don't have the patience anymore for stuff that takes too long, that could easily be acquired by paying for a nice quality replacement. And I think that might be end up what happens with the harness for the Trans Am. I've got a budget in mind for the Trans Am. As soon as I figure out, I'm gonna go ahead and label these. Okay, you got, put them together. Here you have blue, and you have red. Since it is my first time doing it, I want to make sure I have it right. We're going to start with the blue connector. So you guys can see. Now see why this can be a pain. So down. Yeah, okay. I again, I think I'm already going to lose patience, so if I lose patience, then it'll be me ordering a harness for it, which is really highly what I think it's going to end up being. What I need to do is actually go find a flathead instead of this little Phillips I'm using. So even though I think I got it, I didn't get it. There we go. And this one, they say, can be a little tricky because how it's down in there, I can see it being a little tricky. Could be the word for it. It's a little tricky. That one is up. I really gotta be able to get in here and pull this. There we go. And 2 knuckles later, and there's one of them. Get this one, since it seemed to be the pain in the butt one on that side. First, there we go. And then, so I'll possibly get this one. And that's pulling the whole connector out. I mean, I see how I'm supposed to be. There we go. It was literally pulling the whole connector out. So, okay, now I'm gonna go to my trusty phone. Everybody know where I'm gonna go? Let's see. We're gonna go to, let me see, lt1swap.com. Okay, as you guys can see, that's where I'm gonna get all my guidance from. It's gonna be for 5.3. We will go to, you can see, we're going to go to wire harness info. This is supposed to be, oops, wrong, hit wrong, fat fingered there. This is wiring info, go down, PCM connectors. Now I have blue and red here, so we started with blue. Go through and remove some of the pins that we don't need. On LT1 swap, it tells you blocks highlighted like this in the light blue are needed, and go to external connections. Blocks highlighted like this, which is a yellow, are wires that can be removed from PCM connectors, not needed. Okay, so we'll go back down and we're looking for all yellows. The first one I'm going to pull from the blue harness, the blue plug, is going to be pin number 13. Let me get some of this out of here first. I'm gonna go ahead and get these connectors off. I've got them, it's all actually still wired into the fuse block, so bear with me. I'll go ahead and get these out so it's a little easier for me to get them around for you. See if we can get it. If you look real close, you can see that each one of them is labeled. Each one of these, so you have 1 through 80. So the first pin we're going for is, I said pin 13. I'm a little screwdriver. 13, which is actually for the requested torque signal. 13 Okay. What do you know? This one doesn't have a 13. Okay, next one is going to be 23, which is a sensor for ground, EGR, 23. 20, 1, 2, 3. This one doesn't have a 23. Next one is 25. 25 is for rear O2 sensor, signal low, H2 sensor, insulated ground, so that's for one of the rear O2 sensors, and that's number 25. I think he numbered wrong. 25. It's got two 25s. Okay, 25. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. Okay, what you do in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a tab. If you lift up on the tab, lightly push it back on it. So what I do is up a little, and back. And then you should actually be able to pull. Watch when you do it, because you don't want to mess any other wires up while you're doing it. Because when it comes out, it's sharp, because you actually have the connector on it. So that was 25. We're going to go, next one is 28. 28. 728 is a brown. 28, tan white, and it's tan. So the same thing there. Push up on this tab, bring the connector itself up a little, and then push through. Then push through. Up a little. Push through. I keep catching. My hands aren't working good quick. Push up. A little bit. Pull that tab back. And keeps catching on there. Pull through. There we go. There's another one. Next, we're going to go for pin 30, which is the engine coolant level switch, number 30. It says on here it's green, light green. Okay. Go 30. It's going to be this one here. Up a little, hold that tab, and push out. Push out, and there's your light green coming out. Again, like I said, watch when you pull them out, because they can catch on a wire, and then you'll be sitting there fighting yourself, wondering why. Okay, the next one is dampening lift drive signal. That is number 38. Which will be, should be right on the end of this. 38, there's not one here. Go down. 45. We're back on the other side now. 45. Okay. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Says it is gray, and it's not gray. It is. It's just very filthy gray. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be this one. Up a little, and then push down. Push up a little, and then push down. 1, 2, 3, you're pulling it out, make sure you're not scraping up against any other wires. You'll find yourself trying to find a short down the road. That was 45, 48 EGR, 48. This one doesn't have a wire in it. Okay, then we go to 53, which is fuel tank pressure sensor ground. 53. 53 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 from that end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up a little. Hold the tab and push down. And there we go. There's number 8. Okay, that is now we get through a couple. We got 55, 56, and 59. 55, 56 are not on here. This one doesn't have one. And 59. 59 is serial data to body control module. We're not dealing with the body control module on this, so we won't need that. Down a little. Okay. Okay, 65 is O2 sensor signal high bank, which is one of the rear O2 sensors. That's number 65. It should be a purple wire. Purple, yes it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like somebody was already on this one. Somebody already tried to remove this once. Let's see. Out a little, pull up, and then back down. Until it catches. There we go. Purple. Okay. That was 50, 65. Next one is 68. 68 will be a purple with white. So you have one, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 8 over. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up a little, push up. Hold that tab out. Hold that tab out. Push down. That's purple with white. Okay, next one is number 70. That's low oil pressure, low oil level switch. 70. It does have it in here, it's brown. So, pull up a little to push down. And this one's tucked back in here, so again, be very cautious when you're pulling it out, because you don't want to nick any of your other wires and then get everything back together and trying to figure out why something's not working. Okay, brown. And next one is number 80. Orange with black, and that is for fuel level sensor ground. It's the last one on here. Up a little. Pull tab back, push out. And that should be an orange with black, and it is. Okay, that right there is what all came out. Now, these are not counting ones that didn't have wires, because remember there's one or two that didn't have wires. But for my particular plug here, the blue plug, I actually pulled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So according to that, that's all that needs to be pulled from that particular one. Now what I could do right now is go ahead and put my blue clips back on. And there's no way to mess them up because they're keyed to go on a certain way. Now you do have to make sure that all these white tabs that you pulled are back in, or these blue clips will not go on at all. Got one here sticking out that I didn't even mess with. Let's see if we can get this. Okay. There's that one. Make sure all these are down. Okay. There's that one. That's simple. Go ahead and start on the red. I'm just pulling the wires out now, and then I'm going to take the loom off and pull those wires. Like I said, for this one it was 10 or 11 wires. Go ahead and pull them out of the harness. But for right now, I'm just working on the clip itself. Getting all this stuff out of the big clips. And you have a clip in the clip on the ends, a clip on in the middle. So the one in the middle is the one that's catching me right now because it's actually zip ties holding it. Holding the wires to it. Okay, one more. Okay. So that should make life a little easier. Then, of course, my patience, I get stuck. On the last one here. There we go. Now we're moving on to the red. And them boys broke, popping out. No, they didn't. They were supposed to be there. I'm going to start with the middle ones, since that was the hard one on the blue, getting them out because I'm not using the right tool. It's all about pushing in on this to get it to come up. Okay. Sounded like something good, but it wasn't. Middle one, push up. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find a little micro screwdriver flat. Okay, I did actually acquire a screwdriver. It's not a micro screwdriver, but it's still a screwdriver, a flathead, to get these off. And again, I just popped it back on. Bear with me for a sec. It's that end. It's fun trying to hold up. Go in this one. Thought I just had it. There we go. Red is out. To make this one easier to get to. That one's up. Finger. Second one's out. Okay, now we're on the red. Just like on the blue side, they're numbered. And he has red is listed as auto trans control, so I will need those because I'm going to go with the 4L60E. So that's not going to be one. The first one is going to be yellow. That's for fuel pump relay control. I'm going to be using the actual stock harness from the Trans Am in order to get the actual fuel pump. Well, I'll have a fuel pump relay. So this is fuel pump relay secondary. So it's number 3 and it's tan. Okay, again, these have numbers starting from 1 to 40, 41 to 80. Okay, and the first one I'm going for is number 3. And I'll show you. This is actually how he has it on there. So you can actually see, he identifies, and again, how to go about it. See number 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There's not one in here. Number 5. There's not one in here. 3, like I said, was a fuel pump relay control secondary. Number 5 was delivered torque signal. Number 7 is EGR solenoid supply. That is red. And that was number 7. 4, 5, 6. There isn't one in here. So number 11 is the AC high pressure recirculation switch. I'm not going to be putting AC in here. I know it gives you a problem. I can relocate the LS AC compressor to the top right, but it's Trans Am. I can also just take the T-tops out. So we're going to go ahead and remove that as number 11. And on here it's blue. Number 11 on there is dark blue. Okay. It's in a series, and it's the last one before it skips one. So this, push down, up. See, that's gonna be my issue now. I'm gonna be used to dealing with that one. Lift it up very little bit. Lift the tab up. Pull up on the. This one I'm gonna use the small screwdriver still. So it's up, push it up a little bit, keep the tab, push it out. Okay, that was dark blue, and that was for the AC. The next one is number 16, which is 4-wheel drive I'm not using, and that is gray black. Let me see if I even have one in here. 16 is there on this one. It's gray black, and like I said, it's for 4-wheel drive. And it's the one right in the middle here. Make sure 16 and 17 are coming out. So 16, 17, 16. Put the one right in the middle. Push up one a little to pull out. Push up to pull out. Up a little to go out. Okay, that one. And I said 17 and 19 also. 17 is AC request signal, dark green with a white stripe. 17. Okay, let me get a hold of it. Make life a little easier. 17. Pull up on a tab. Push up a little to pull it out. Push up a little. Push up a little in order to pull out. Make sure the white tab is up when you're doing it. There we go. And it clipped right back in my lock, right? Up, out. stuck. Turn sideways on me. There we go. So white tab back down. That next one is 19, and that is 4-wheel drive, front axle switch. It's black with white. Push up a little. To pull out. Great. Fix that one. Out also. So that is it for that side. We'll go down a little further. Next one, showing number 33 and 34. 33 is HVAC recirculation. Can be removed. You can keep it for fan 2 relay control. Okay. I am going to be running electric fans on there, so I actually keep that one. We had 34, which was the Evap canister purge solenoid, and 36, which is the air pump relay. So 34 and 36. 34 is green with white. Sorry, green with white. Push out. That's what the flathead would be good for, right? In order to pull it out. Stuck in there. In order to pull out. And there we go. Push that white tab down. That was number 33, 34. Next one is 36, and that's for air pump. 36. This vehicle doesn't have it. Add pin, PWM, fuel gauge signal, not doing that. Next wire is 41, and it's the EGR solenoid, and it's white. 41, back here. This one doesn't have one. Open up. So, next one is 43, AC clutch relay control. It's dark green with white. It's number 43. 43. This one does have that. Second wire. Push it up a little. Pull this back. Okay, that is out. And then 44 is not used. 45 is Evap canister vent valve control. That is number 45, and in this harness it's white. Push up a little. Tab. That's out also. Okay. Next one's 46. Okay, 47. Next one is 50, which is vehicle speed output circuit 4K. It's green and dark green and white. That's number 50. 48. 50. Dark green and white. 50. Sometimes I just don't want to go. Okay. Dark green and white. Number 50. I'm going to put that back in, huh? My failure to read. Okay. 54. Purple. 54. Going other direction. Purple. It's actually 54 and 55. Them separated from everything else. 54 and 55. 54 is the fuel level sensor signal. It's a purple wire, and dark green, which is 55, is AC low pressure switch signal. Let's take them both of them out. That one's out, which that one was 54, now for 55. Bend it, push down. Okay, there's 55. What is next? Next is number 64, which is fuel tank pressure sensor signal. 64, and that is a dark green wire. 64. One, two, three, four. There it is. Okay, I'm gonna get this pink wire out of the way so I don't jack that up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift up. Push back down. Okay. Of course. I'm the one that spends time saying make sure you don't nick wires and stuff. That one was damn close. Okay, that was 64, excuse me. Next one is, and last one on here is 73, which is dark blue, and it's a fuel level sensor signal secondary. 73, dark blue. 73. 1, 2, 3. This one happens not to have it. So on these, push all the whites back down in there. There is one that's bent right here, I saw. Everything back in, the white tabs back in, or the clips won't go on them. Okay. On. And on. Okay, that's going to be it for the night. For this one, we're going to go ahead and I will slowly get some aluminum off of here, and then we'll go to actually removing the wires that I just pulled out. This is Ron from RTR Gearheads. We'll be back shortly on some more. Thanks for watching. One is slowly going through and removing all those wires that we took out of the red and blue connectors. Got the majority of the blue ones down to this point. What I'm doing is trying to use some tape just to keep the form of the harness. So I'm not going to go through step by step. There are sites out there that you can go on and they'll take you through step by step. I'm probably going to end up getting a harness, buying a harness. But for right now, I'm just one that hates wiring, for one. Definitely hate wiring. But I just want to see, you know, everybody's talking about how easy it is. And even if you haven't done wiring before, and I just want to get a feel for it. That way, if I do go and buy a harness, at least I know, hey, by the way, this is how it would have been. I'm only using blue painter's tape right now to tape them together. Then I'll go back through when all the excess wires are removed and actually tape them up right and then relume them. So right now we'll do, okay, all these are the ones that were pulled out. So what I want to do is try to get them all down towards where my tape is right now, so I can turn around and actually tape the harness. Again, like I said, and generally the same way that it was set up. That way I don't lose form and it becomes easy to lumen it and taping it back up. So down to this point, and what I was doing here, as you can see down here, was the old wires I'd already pulled through for the blue connector. I do have a green one that's all the way up here, don't I? Get this one down there real quick. I'm using the blue tape, that way there's a little bit of stickiness to it, but I can still pull through harness like that. That's what I'm going to be doing with these. And then I'll retape this again also, just to keep the form of it. It's definitely not a tutorial on how to do this, just me experimenting and seeing. Because like I said, Tommy with the 59, it was just a lot easier going the route of buying a pre-made harness for it. So now unfortunately my shoulder's starting to hurt, so it might be a short-lived day anyway. Okay, so what I'll do is this tape off, grab every single one of these, push them down, get them out of the harness. That's weird. Again, you want to watch the ends because you don't want to jack a slice up at all. You don't want to slice up wiring. Okay, all these come down. That's this one. Blue's down. Purple. Okay. So now what I can do, since they're all down to that point right now, is take and retape them. Just maintain the shape of the harness. And then go back later and actually, like I said, use electric tape and actually tape them up and, oops, got a straggler. Tape them up and shape it again. Okay. See, it's still working. I want to do a little up here also. That's how I found a straggler. I'm obsessive because I've had harnesses where I've went to pull them apart and add a circuit in them, like on a Honda Civic I did. And simple as adding VTEC. I went and take the harness apart and everything falls apart and it's like, okay, starting over. Well, it doesn't work too well. But for right now, I'm gonna call it here in a minute. So I'll get down to this fuse panel. And a lot of these wires are gonna end up coming because I've already pulled them from the red and the blue connector. This is actually the large connection in the fuse panel. If you look, it will actually go right there in the fuse panel. So a lot of those wires will go through here for sensors and everything, so we'll pull them from here and then end up going through the whole harness. Now, one thing I did skip with this when I started up was you want to lay it out how it's going to be on the vehicle. That way you have an idea, like this one all the way over here. That's actually my transmission plug all the way over there, because I will be using the 4L60E. So when I do the swap in the Trans Am, just lay it out how it was, make sure your connections are there. If you have any damaged connectors, I'd go ahead and fix them, but I'd wait until you rework the harness completely, because say it was a rear O2 sensor plug and you go and repair it, replace it, and you'll be taking it out anyway if you're only running the 2 front oxygen sensors. So I'm going to spend a little time cleaning the mess up here. When I get down to that big block for the fuse panel, I will go ahead and catch back up with you guys. Alright. So as you see, it can be a long, painstaking process. This is just and works now. That was just removing the wires from PCM connections. I have to go through and remove all the wires that, like the powers for the rear O2 sensors and stuff like that, that won't be getting used, the EGR. Again, this is Ron from RTR Gearheads. Just messing around with doing the conversion with the LS swap, the harness. I said I'm probably going to end up getting my own harness, but I just wanted to see the difficulty level of doing it. It sucks climbing around on the floor doing this with, again, one arm. Tommy got a harness for his, so a custom harness he bought for his. So what I'll end up doing is, I said I'll still mess around with this and complete it just to have one laying around for spare. But hate wiring, absolutely hate wiring. So trying to get everything back in the same position. See, I'm using my nice blue painter's tape, but I'll mess around with it for a little more and let you guys know how it goes. Like I said, there's dozens of other channels that will show you step by step on how to actually do the conversion to the harness and make a custom harness, standalone harness. But me just messing around to see the difficulty level, especially with me hating wiring, hating doing wiring. I have no problem troubleshooting wiring. I just hate messing with loom and all that. So again, thanks for watching.